Okay. Welcome everyone. We're glad that you are here to explore some more AI stuff. It is the hot topic this summer, for sure. And so we have Sandhya, who is going to be doing this workshop for you. She's been working with us for, I don't know, Sandhya, so many years, in a whole bunch of different ways. And she also has been, I think she's taken almost every single program that we offer. And then she also has all kinds of awesome credentials in math and as a national board certified teacher. So she's a wonderful teacher and human being, and we're just so excited that she's here to present this. So I'm going to hand it over to Sandhya if you wanted to add some more detail to your distinguished biography, but we'll go from there.
No, thank you, Justin. You're too kind. No, none of those flamboyance needed. But let's get started because I'm excited. Before we even do that, and I know, Michael, you're driving, so don't even think about it or don't even bother. I know you're driving, but can you share in the chat where you're from, where you're joining us from, and what do you teach? Maybe a grade span. I do have that in the in the slide later, but it's good to know where we are all from right now. And if you want to unmute and speak, we are a very small group, so that also works. And no pressure while I get my tech ready here. I need to have my chat window up at least so I can see. San Francisco, perfect, thank you. Ooh, nice, fantastic, thank you, Stephanie, for that. Desi, thank you. Yes, oh my. I love the way you put it. Thank you for sharing. Yes, that's of course. And I know, Justin, just give me 30 seconds while I finish situating this so I can see everybody too in whatever way I am able to. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for sharing that. And we'll get back to that in just a bit. Let me go to where I'm supposed to start because I put in some efforts with the slides, right? So let's just see the title slide too. So yes, hopefully this is an opportunity for you to explore and play around with with specifically two tools which are very, very, very popular these days amongst the teacher genre of people that are the best in the world. My name is Sandhya Raman. Thank you, Justin, for the very, very, very gregarious flamboyant introduction. I'm not as flamboyant as that. When I'm not in class teaching math to middle schoolers, I am with my family outside, and over there is my big fat Indian family that you will see, and right in the center is my 101 soon to be 102-year-old grandma with a white thing on her face. Hi, Jen. And she is the big reason that we are all together, and she is the big reason that I talk a lot. Honestly, that's a gene that got passed on very easily. I love to read. It's one of the best things that I do. Right now, I am scheduled to go to the library to pick up my new book. So if you have any summer read recommendations, please put it in the chat because I would love to read something light and cozy before school starts. And I love embroidery, which is a skill I learned from my grandmas, but it's a skill that's going away. So I really want to pass it on to the others. And that's what I do when I'm not teaching math. But you just shared who you are, and I am keen to hear one more thing if you will humor me about yourself. And that is this. Let's get to and I'll be going back and forth with my slides. So tell me. Uh, and you've had a lot of sessions on AI. What is your perspective of AI? If you could just share one word in the chat or even speak out, that's fine. What is the first word that pops up? The first word, and there is no judgment here. When you hear the word AI, especially from a classroom perspective, what's one word that pops up? Go ahead.
It's speed for me. Speed.
Perfect. Speed.
Yeah.
Navigation. Stephanie, thank you for put that in the chat. Yes, speed, navigation. I have an 11-year-old and a 16-year-old, and my 11-year-old says cheating. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting how 11-year-old's perspective is different from us adults. Problem solving, generating ideas, yes, amazing, awesome. And granted and given that we are adults and we tend to lean towards the more positive aspect of it, um, because we are, I think, at this point, wise enough to know that everything comes with a plus and minus. So yes, companion, co-planner, perfect. And that is the hope that this session helps you to take away something more than what you already have as a perspective of AI. And there is no right or wrong. And when I was speaking to Justin about this session, we came up with some learning objectives possible for this. And yes, just like every student in our class, I don't expect all of us to do all of this, but even if you have one that you're able to explore and take away today, that'll be great. So without further ado, I want to move on to what we have as why do we teach AI in EdTech? And again, these are just some points. If I'll give you a few seconds to read this. This is nothing new, and this is not anything that you have not seen or heard. But think of what stands out to you. These are the most common things that we know about AI that in the education community. What stands out to you as the most? Like, which one do you think helps you the most? Automating routines, personalizing learning pathways, data driven insights, saving time, scaffolding instructions, allow for real time adjustments, and ownership, student agency. What has your experience been with AI when it comes to classroom use? And again, chat is okay. If you want to speak up, that's also fine. Personalized learning pathways. Yes. Okay. And if there is anything else that pops up for you that works for you, that's definitely please share. And I would say for me, saving time has been a big features. Yes, writing newsletters. Yes, saving time, Desi. Yes, high quality assessments and videos. Perfect. There are a lot of uses, right? I'm new to it, haven't used it. Yes, Maria, thank you. Yes, and we are all new to this. Honestly, this is one of the most fastest evolving things in education. I think even calculators, when they were brought in, it was not as fast paced. But this is huge. Curriculum planning, yes. Student agency and ownership, yes. All of this and more as we explore, right? Like, and the other part that we're not considering or talking about yet is the student's perspective. How do students see the benefit of using AI, right? Is there a benefit? We only think of the negatives when we talk about AI and students. We talk about plagiarism, we talk about copying, cheating, and things like that. But there are some positives within AI that students are using. And that's not something we're going to discuss today, but consider that too as you think about things ahead. So, two tools we're going to explore today, EdPuzzle and Quizizz. And when I initially, big disclaimer here, when I initially thought about this, I had no particular affinity to any of these, but the only reason I chose these two were because these are the two that I use the most. And it so happened over the past few months, EdPuzzle and Quizizz have kind of blended in. Now Quizizz being offered within EdPuzzle. So that's like an amazing twist of events for me. And I was very happy to see that. So we'll start with EdPuzzle. We'll go into a little bit of Quizizz, and then I want to really give some time to explore, and I'll share my screen and we can work on that together. Um, Anything else anybody wants to share before we get started? Okay, let's do a quick show of hands, like a thumbs up or a raise hand. How many of us have used EdPuzzle? 1, 2, okay. Okay, thank you, thank you. So, okay, that's good. Okay, hopefully everybody gets something to take away. Hi, Susan, welcome. And Quizizz, how many of us have used Quizizz? Okay, so we have experts in house already. So please feel free to chime in. I am not the expert here. I'm just a user, just like everybody else. So if you have any golden nuggets that you would like to share, please chime in. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's explore that. So during the process, please have a tab open where you can log in and see, and we'll go through that together. And hopefully it helps with I'll try to share my screen as we log in so I can also show you how it works. So again, EdPuzzle is blah, 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 blah. You can read all this. So the beauty of EdPuzzle is that it caters to all level of educators, everybody from a preschooler to high school. There is enough knowledge base embedded within that can be used. These are interactive video lessons, which are engaging students by asking questions, and then you as a teacher can assess it, look at the data, plan your next lesson accordingly. There have been more that are teacher created, which are shared within the EdPuzzle community than there are actually EdPuzzle's own creations. So we'll be taking a look at all of that. My tech is obviously at its best. So again, it's an interactive video platform that helps not just the students who rely on video lessons as a learning component, but it's probably good for just everybody. The ability to pause and watch is something that the students assume these days. They think that everybody can be paused and they can be replayed and rewound 10 seconds and played back again and things like that. So this is great for even things like after school, outside classroom assessments, assignments, the concept of a flipped classroom, having formative assessments where you can have immediate data to look up and plan your next lessons. EdPuzzle is great with that. So let's see why it works. So the way it has worked is it has a list of, they have a lot of videos through YouTube. They have a connection with YouTube where they are able to allow students to watch this. There is no, they're all FERPA, COPA compliant, and there are opportunities for us educators to edit the video as per what deems best for our learners. For example, if I create a video, and I teach math, so if I teach a video on, let's say, solving one variable equations, and I create a video which is like 20 minutes long because I feel like I need to scaffold every step out of it, and you see this video and you're like, okay, I think I can use it, but this is too much. I don't need the latter part, or I don't need the front part where she's doing a warm up or something like that. You can crunch it down, you can edit it, shorten it, and bring in your relevant inclusions within. So it's already, most of the videos are already done for you. And the best practices, one of the best practices include teachers actually feeding off of each other. Like I would take your video and say, okay, this looks good, but I'm going to cut this off, I'm going to add this, and move on from there. We'll take a look at all of that. And why video? There is enough research to suggest the universal design for learning approach, where having a visual representation, having an audio connection, and allowing for closed captions, language translations, the ability to pause, think, digest, and progress at their own pace has its own benefits. There are some researchers that are embedded, and the slide deck will be shared with you. There are some researchers embedded within that you can take a look at when you have nothing else to do during your summer and read some research work. No, just kidding. Again, how does it work? You select a video from a library that's already there. There are enough contents available for you within the EdPuzzles community, and there are other teacher-sourced videos also available. So you have a lot to explore from within any content standard or any any buzzword that you want to look it up. You can also create your own videos, and you can embed questions wherever you want to within the lesson. For example, you may think that you don't want to have any interference. You want to just give a 3-minute video to your students and then have all the questions in the end. That's an option you have. On the other hand, me as a teacher might rely on a question after 32 seconds of watching the video, or 1 minute and 10 seconds. So I can embed my questions accordingly. And then based on your LMS or whatever you are using to actually support your students, you can assign that video lesson to your students. And then you have the ability to track the data. there's a lot of data that you can look at, like from how much time it takes, what responses they gave you, what's the percentage of accuracy, and so on. So that's how it works. You select a video, you put the questions in, you assign the video to the students, and then you get the feedback in terms of the progress that we have. So that's a quick overall gist of how this works. And I think we're gonna go ahead and see how this is gonna come up. So let's take a look. And these are some, I'll leave this to come back to it. So let's take a look at, I'm going to stop the screen share. Let's go and open up a tab and look at edpuzzle.com. If you can all humor me and please open a tab, edpuzzle.com. Oops, where is my... And when you log in, you have some choice. Let me see if I can share my screen here and share my screen. This is how this would look. And EdPuzzle, I have a premium membership. This is a freemium. There is lots that you can use as a first-time user, and then you have the paid subscription. I have a paid subscription because I use it a lot in my class. But you are allowed 20 videos. This actually changed. Earlier in the year, they used to allow people to have some storage, and then you could delete a few videos and keep up your storage level and still make do. But now they've gone to 20 videos per person. So please be very, very, very careful in the 20 that you choose if you don't want to pay a premium membership. So this is how it shows up. You can use your Google sign in because for me, it helps me integrate with my classroom because we are a Google school. You can choose not to do that. You can have your username and password. Once you get in, it gives you an option to search. You can choose your search string accordingly, and it's going to come up with some kind of a options, a platter for you to choose from. So for example, you can all see my screen, right? Can somebody give me a thumbs up if you can? Okay, thank you. So for example, I just put in the search string, solving system of linear equations using the elimination method, and it gave me all these videos. I don't need so many. I am also able to toggle my filters accordingly based on the grade level, based on the type, whether I want a video or a playlist. A playlist is like a string, like you'll have like 3 or 4 videos, typically 3. You can narrow it down using the duration. And if you need anything specific, for example, some of the types of assessments that they offer, whether it's an open-ended question, it's a multiple choice question, do you want them to just take a note? Is it just that kind of a lesson? And of course, you can change it from the country of origin if that's something you want to make it as, and so on and so forth. Like you can create your own and upload it too. Once you have narrowed this down, suppose I want to choose this one. So I just go and look at this. I click on this. If it's a pre-made video from another teacher, I will have options of what it's already embedded in. So for example, this bubble is, it shows this, and then it takes me to the question. It's a note-taking point in the video. We are actually only going to do the 2 variables systems. I'm just looking at this because I want to see if this video actually works for my student. Let me move to this question. Let's see what question they have. This is a multiple choice question. Which variable should we plug 2 in for? And I can skim through the entire video based on whether this works for me. And then I decide that, okay, this is not going to work for me. I want to have something more where there is more note taking and questions only in the end. So I can skim through each of this and pick something of my choice. Now, going back to the same video, I want to show one more aspect which I really like. For this same video, if you see, there are these other versions by other teachers, other educators, other people. And that is a thing that I really like as a feature, because some people have modified just a few small things, and that helps. Like if you notice, the duration is still the same. Some people have the same number of questions. Some people have more questions. Some people have less questions. This is not one of those I just randomly pick. Like this person has only 9 questions. So it's the exact same video, but it's a little different in terms of what it offers to you. So you can do that. And what you also have the ability to edit the video. So if I click on the edit, it gives me, I can trim the video to wherever I want. I can add questions. I can delete questions. I can have a voiceover if you prefer that your students only prefer your voice, which is again something that's very personal to each classroom teacher. You can do that. You can record your voiceover and you can edit the questions. You can add and delete any of the questions. So these are easy features that you can include. And this is where the AI comes into play. So you will see this teacher assist in the beta model. That's where you can ask AI to come up with the questions based on this video. And then you can take it up. So it's letting you start off with a baseline of questions without you having to come up with those questions. For example, if you are uploading a video that's by your choice, like you recorded the video with your voice and you just uploaded it, you're not yet sure of what questions you want to have, you can use the beta for that. Now, this is not available for all the videos yet. The way this AI works, it's scrambling through all the videos or related videos that exist and taking out the questions from there and putting it and offering it to you. So it might not be the best, just like any AI tool that we use. So, but it's a good place to start. I mean, it's something that you can scratch it off with and then take it on from there. So that is one aspect. And then when you finish it, so if you finish it, you're able to just, for example, this is my class. I can just, oh, I just archived all my classes. I didn't realize. This is how your dashboard will look when you have assignments. You will have your assigned work here, all the things that you've assigned so far. You can see how many students have completed it. You can see which one is closed, which one is still open, and things like that. If you have an open-ended question, it gives you the opportunity to go click on it and see if you want to just grade it. And even for the grading, AI is there for you to support. So you can give a patterned answer that AI can use as a template, and then it's going to grade it for you. Again, disclaimer, just like everything with AI, it's a good idea to take a look at what AI is grading it as, because I've had instances where I've let AI grade it and then they'll come back to me and say, Mr. Raman, I think that answer is correct. I think you accidentally marked it wrong. Of course, it's accidentally, it's like AI-dentally. But again, something to watch out for when you are letting AI grade. So that's a feature that's available for you. I'm going to stop here, pause for a second, and see if anybody has a question around that. That was a lot. Yes, you can. If you're asking, yes, you can view your, thank you for that question, Desi. Yes, you can view your student's note if it's submitted. There's a submit button that they have to click to move on. And there are the usual options where you cannot skip your video, like you can't fast forward your video, because kids, they do that all the time. You can have captions on. You can also modify them for each student with a specific learning need. You can trim it down accordingly. You can assign a different video to a different student, and those features are also available. I just tried previewing video. There was no time code on the right. Can you tell me more about the time code? What did you mean by time code? The one where the questions pop up?
Correct, with the time next to each thing. I didn't see it on the right, and I looked for a view or settings thing. I didn't see that either. I'm new to EdPuzzle, so I'm just
Oh,
curious.
no, that's totally fine. Would you like to share your screen? Do you think you can?
Sure. Yeah, let's do this one. Okay. So here I'm on a Khan Academy, which I think you were on as well before.
Okay.
And I'm
So you have to go to edit.
Store today, and they have.
Say again?
Can you go to edit?
Yes. Yeah, this shows a timeline.
Right. So this is a video with, I don't think there are any questions. Can you click on the questions tab? Yeah, so this one doesn't have any questions. It's just because it's a Khan Academy video, unless you edit it to include questions, it's not going to show you questions.
So the one that you started before was a video that you edited to include questions.
I was just showing some other teacher's video, but it had but it had questions within. So you can look up something else, and let's take a look at this one.
Let's do this. So there's I saw one I was able to do a couple different things here while
Okay.
we were talking.
Yeah, there you go.
There's the video. Okay, so on some videos it happens, on some videos it doesn't.
Right.
But I did see this part right down here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Okay,
Yes,
good. Thank you. That's all I need. I
of
appreciate your
course.
time.
And that's the thing. So if it's just a video you want them to watch and not answer a question, those are also available to you. But if you want a video with questions, that's also there for you. And that is why the other versions are sometimes a good place to go and look at, because it helps you just take a look at what others have done. Because, you know, peers, that's what they're there for. So that's another something that you can look at. Thank you. That was a
Thank
great
you.
question.
Thank you.
Of course. Anybody else played around with it? Any other questions before we go forward? Okay. I think I can do it without the, and I just want to go back and share my slides so I can. Okay, let's do this. So again, these are some of the features where you can use the AI. The review and the answering, the grading is probably what I have found the most efficient, because when it's an open-ended response, it takes a lot of time for us teachers to read and give feedback to. So AI helps you with that. If you give a template of answer, it will go around and it's done a very good job. And again, AI, as you train, it learns. So the more you use it, the better it kind of knows what to expect from you when you move on ahead. Um, and the beauty of this is they see this right away. Students are able to see the responses from you as their teacher right away, and it really is instantaneous. Yes, indeed. And Susan and I work at the same site, and she is an avid user of EdPuzzle. So Susan, please feel free to chime in with your wisdom too. And again, LMS integrations, it's like I said, it's CORPA FERPA compliant. So these are the most common ones where they are connected directly to. And the way I do it is, so then just give me 1 second. I'll finish the way I do it is I just post it on Google Classroom. My students finish it, I grade it, and then I'm able to connect it directly to my grade book, and it gets uploaded over there. So it's minimal work, and I'm actually using my time efficiently to maybe work in a small group or teach one-on-one to somebody instead of actually going through everything and combining. So the LMS integrations are fantastic. And Susan, go ahead.
Well, actually, I made a mistake by clicking that button, but now that you're here, you just said something. We can connect to Infinite Campus with this?
Yeah, with Google
Shut the
Classroom.
front door. You and
Not
I are
directly.
talking when we get back.
Not directly, but with Google Classroom, through Google Classroom.
Okay, because I was like, dang, no, okay, Google Classroom, yeah, and then we port it over. Okay, thank you.
Of course. Okay, now here comes the best part. This is what I was telling in the beginning, that when I decided to do this, I did not know that Quizizz and EdPuzzles are combining. And they have now blended in. They're working with each other to build in the new features, which are supposed to be coming out this summer and should be available to all of us teachers. I think it's already out. I think I saw Quizizz on my dashboard. Definitely by fall. Quizizz and EdPuzzle are mixing in so that they offer the opportunity to bring in more quizzes to you. Slides, that's another way that they're expanding their work. They are offering you to build slides using AI within. And EdPuzzle just finished their 3-day summit yesterday. I'll try to see if we can have some links to that. They had some very cool sessions where they talked about AI and EdPuzzle. So I'll try to embed that in the resources. I'll send it to Justin. So this is how it looks. It helps you create interactive assessment, like formative assessments, to sense their knowledge right away. It's super fast, it's super easy, and it's generated by AI. So given a standard, for example, if I give a Common Core stage standard or a TEKS or any of those standards, I put it in, it comes up with a set of questions, and you can give it the number of questions you want to have, 10, 12, 8, 6, whatever you want, and it comes up with a set of questions. These can be fill in the blanks, multiple choices, open-ended, as you choose. And it lets you preview, save, and assign right away. So again, as with everything AI, it's there, but we need a human pair of eyes to look through it to make sure that it is actually something that you want your kids to do. This is a screenshot of something based on Abbott Elementary's episode that the students saw and the multiple choice questions there. So if you're still on your dashboard, I wonder if you can take a look at how it looks for you. There should be a quizzes new kind of an exclamation over there where it gives you that. If not, some people may not have it yet. I think they told me that it's being released already, but maybe it's phased. So just something to watch out for. And again, this can be implemented in live mode where you're doing it as a whole class. Like you assign a code, the students all log in, and then you go from there. Or it could be asynchronous in terms of being able to assign this as a homework or a small group work for somebody who needs a little extra practice, or you want to check them because they have showed some proficiency over time and you want to just make sure you want to have a quick check-in with them. So this can be done in live mode or as an asynchronous work. Let me see what's in the chat. Yay, good to hear that it's already there. And of course it's gamified. It's all about having a leaderboard, somebody winning, somebody being a close follow second, and blah blah. Kids thrive on this, they love this. And but they at least in my class, they think they're not doing math, they're playing a game, which works for me because they're doing math. And I get data and I'm able to take it from there. So take a look at that. And quizzes used to be, no, it used to be called quizzes. It's now called Wayground. There's a whole story about why they changed their name and everything. TMI for this point and this session, I guess, but they just changed it to Wayground. I still call it quizzes. So Wayground, quizzes, same difference. So take a look at that. I'll give you a couple of seconds to just see that in your dashboard. And again, same strategy as EdPuzzle. It'll let you bring in stuff that you want. It can read a PDF. You can upload a PDF, a Google Doc. It's going to analyze it, absorb the data from there, and use its AI model to generate a set of questions for you. So take a look at that while I sip my little water. So that's Wayground, and this is where it all blends in together. And going back to the slides that they said they're going to offer, the slides also can be done with questions within, or it can be in lieu of the questions. It could be just a note-taking strategy. Again,
Sandhya,
yes.
a question came in asking, can you disable the leaderboard on quizzes?
Yes, thank you. Yes, you can. A great question. Yes, you can disable the leaderboard, and you can also enable. You can show it on the screen, and you yes. So yes, you are able to disable the leaderboard. Thank you. I saw the red bleep, but I completely overlooked it. I don't know why. Sorry about that. Again, same thing with the slides, and you can do this at your own pace, or you can do it synchronously as a class. You can assign it in the form of a flipped classroom where they prepare the note, look through the notes at home, and then you come back and just work on it and things like that. So again, it's very, very flexible. I have not tried the quizzes yet, honestly, I will say, from EdPuzzle, because it was not available to me when the school year was still on. I do hope to try this the first thing when we get back to school. So these are some of the common ideas for EdPuzzle, how to use it with quizzes or without quizzes. You can have a station model. That's what I use it for mostly. I try to have when I have my small groups, I have one set of students who are just doing a review or such, or showing their proficiency using the EdPuzzle, because it's easy assessment for me. I have data right away but before the class period ends, and that has helped me. I have also assigned it as homework, like things that they can do back channel at home. In our school, every student has a Chromebook which they take home with them, so it's easy for me to assign that. If that's not something that works for you, just something to consider. I have also used it as a whole class learning, where we have done it one by one, and that's when I have used those videos with no questions. So I'm able to pause it, I'm able to throw in what I need to throw in, I can expand on the positives and areas that I need to, and move on from there. There's also, I forgot to mention that when I showed you the tool, there's also a space where you can give feedback. You can actually give your comments back to the students and they can see it when they log in. And if it's connected through Google, they get it as an email that, hey, Ms. Raman sent you a comment on your very good work or something like that. So, and I usually have those canned comments where I can just copy paste or click it down from there. AI, super helpful with that too, if you don't want to think too much on the comments that you want to give. Again, there's a ton of professional development available there for you. You have all kinds of badges and stickers that you can earn if you are EdPuzzle certified, and they send you very good swags, so which reminds me that I should also be taking down everybody's details so I can yes, you can are you talking about the a preview for the videos? If you could
Yeah, I'm
unmute.
talking about the preview for the videos, but also the preview for the quizzes. So
Yes, and I was gonna go open this thing for that just now. So let
great.
me, if
Thank
I
you.
just switch over, it is not gonna. I have to stop and share
Oh,
again.
good. We can wait, or I
Yeah,
can wait.
I was just gonna go and show the quizzes next.
Okay.
Let me see if I can share screen. Why do I have such a hard time sharing my screen? Okay, let's see. This was quizzes. So this is what I said. You can see my screen, right? Okay, so on the left, you see the quizzes, and Desi just told me that she can also see it. So this is how it looks. And if I want to go, let's say, why is there? Let's take this, for example. So it says grade levels, this. So I have not explored this much with the class because it was not available for me when I started. But let me see if I go to edit it, what does it give me? I don't see it allowing me to go back to choose a grade level. So I don't think so. So I think if you want to just play around with it,
That's
I
a good
don't,
feature. That's probably a good feature for them because most,
yeah.
yeah, I'd let them know about.
And this is literally like less than a month old. So it's just something that they're just plugging in. But if you go to quizzes by itself, like I'm going to open another tab, and what is it called? Wayground now. Yeah. If you go to quizzes as such, like it's now called Wayground, and you go to create, there it allows you to come up with a grade level. It lets you choose for the grade level. Does that help make sense?
Yep, it does make sense. Thank you.
Yeah, because you can use that probably not directly from EdPuzzle, but over here when you can import, you can create your own study material and such. So for example, if I'm just going to go with this, it gives me the grade level over here. So I can take it from there, and I can choose for the grade level when I do my explore from the library. That allows me to do that.
Thank you.
Of course. Again, this is Wayground. Now it's called Wayground, but quizzes, it helps you choose activities based on, and this is also a freemium. Some of these are not available for free. Some of these are. So the premium one is probably something that makes you take a little extra. But if you look at it, it gives you the grade span. And typically it's either a span or it gives you just one grade. For example, if I click on this, I have the ability to edit it. And if I edit it, I can add my own. And again, another aspect where I can add my own, I can use my AI on the left, add similar questions, add answer explanations, translate the quiz. And these are some of the first few languages that they have. It's not very great, but these are something to start with. And there is a way where we can ask them to bring in a language. I know that they're working on that. It's not available in all translated languages yet, but if you have if you're on a Chrome browser, you can get it translated within. So you can get it translated, and these are the features where you can use your AI. And also for grading, if you click on this, the grading, if it's a multiple choice and such, AI does the grading for you. You can also add your explanation here on the top, and the AI will generate accordingly over a spread and grade it for you. So again, opportunities are galore with this. You just have to, no, I don't want to do any of this right now. Discard. You can also set the timer for each question if you want. You can have points. I usually don't do the timer only because my kids, each kid is different, just like most of our classes. Um, this is a beta version. It's still being refined, but there are some easy things that it helps. Like, simplify question. I'm curious as to how much it simplifies it. Like, does it take it from a DOK2 to a DOK1, or does it completely bring down directly to a DOK1 only? And things like I've not explored it much, but let's see. And I have some. There's a yes. Thank you, Susan. Okay, so I'll stop my share here. I just want to make sure that everybody got a chance to log on to Wayground also and see if that works. And Wayground's separate from the EdPuzzle connection. Again, it's free. You can use your Google sign in because that connects. If you're a Google or if you're a Microsoft, whichever works, it helps to connect to the LMS directly if you use that. Any questions so far? I know there was a lot. And thanks for all the questions in the chat because and yes, you can. So I've done, when I used to do quizzes, I would not show the leaderboard because you know what? It throws some of my kids off. So I would just not show it. But I can see it at my end and I can see the switches up and down and things like that. Gamification is good if it helps your class. If it's something that throws a few students off, I would just recommend taking care of it at your end and not allowing for everybody to see that.
Thank you. I can see this working in smaller groups for my class.
Absolutely. Yes. For smaller groups, homework, review, any of those things, whatever works for you. Just before the state testing, I have used quizzes a lot because a lot of teachers put in a compilation of questions that they have seen come up frequently in their tests, and for good practice based on content, based on standard, based on units and such. And some of them are even like 30 minutes because they have to sit through like an hour's test and such. So
Yeah.
the endurance of so things get populated very fast. And the reason I like these two tools a lot is because it is peer generated. A lot of that is coming from the wisdom of people like you and me who are also out there doing the same. And sometimes we don't see everything. There's an insight that comes in when you look at the work that they share. So thanks. That was good to know that small groups, it'll work for small groups. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? I don't have much after this. There are a couple of slides I just want to go over in terms of AI, but I want to give everybody at least a few minutes to just check in the AI aspect of it. Try plugging in. And when you go back to school in fall, I urge you to be bold and try the AI assisted grading. It's a little everybody's a little reluctant to try. I was too, very, very, very reluctant to allow AI to grade it, but it does a good job and it learns well, especially in these two tools. So give it an earnest try, but always remind yourself that you have to look over before you turn it into the kids. So make sure you're checking because sometimes it does make simple errors. Like it does read it differently and things like that. But it's been very efficient and it saves a lot of time. To me, that's been the biggest thing. It saves a lot of time. Anybody wants to add anything, something you notice so far? And I just have a few more slides, but I just want to make sure everybody has some time to look through these contents. Try plugging in a content standard for yourself. See what comes up. Is it something that's relevant? Do you find it completely useless? Or is it actually somewhere in the middle, at least, for you to start with? And the goal is not to get everything. I mean, there is no replacement of a human teacher in the classroom. This is just a support that offers you I love it for sub plans. So days that I'm not there, my kids love it. They like an ed puzzle on that day because you know what? They don't have to bother me. They don't have to bother sub. They're busy, and so on. And we have a lot of students who are not fluent in English yet in our school. It's great for them because they're able to translate it and see it from there and take it from there. Um, Filling out, can you share your experience filling out the templates for the AI corrector? Do you use phrases, complete sentences? What's the key for me? Yes, thank you. Very great, very good question. So I do use full sentences because AI has the ability, from what I, go ahead. Yes, because AI has the ability to capture from within a full sentence, then expand. It does that job better. So if the more you give, AI is able to take parts from there. For example, if I say the answer to this question is x equals 2, and I teach math, so I'm just using one of an example from there. I also put in XEQUALTWO in words because some kids write that, and I don't want AI to think that, oh, they did not put the equal to sign, so it's not okay, and things like that. Or sometimes, so other possible ways of representation, it's always good to give that to AI. Uh, the only downside if you don't do it is not anything heavy. It's just that it's going to mark it incorrect. And then hopefully that's also a check for your students. If they're actually paying attention to what feedback they get, they come back to you and then like, oh, sorry, I made a mistake and things like that. But when you skim through the responses that you have corrected, uh, it's just a good practice to look at it. It will pop up at that point. You'll be like, oh, look at AI, it just graded that wrong. So it's good to just give the whole sentence. If you have multiple possibilities, I would recommend giving that in because AI can filter that and skim through the responses. And kids usually don't respond as verbose as we do. You know, as adults, they chunk it down, and things like and the ampersand symbol, it's good to give those because AI sometimes, it's improved a lot. Initially when I tried, it would not take the and, it would just, oh, they didn't give the other part. So comma, spaces. If you need precision, it's a good practice. Also consider these responses is a good way to fill the answer. I hope that answers, Desi. Who has used quizzes? Anybody who's any other experience you have with using quizzes? Susan loves quizzes. I know Susan loves quizzes. Susan uses both of them. You were saying something? And I'm sorry, is your name Roman or Romano? Sorry.
It's, well, that's okay. It's Romano.
Romano.
Yeah. And you pronounce your name Raman?
Yes, I'm Raman like the noodles. Sandhya Raman.
Okay, Raman. Thank you. Like the noodles. I've used quizzes. It's infrequent, but I use it in all class work that they like to do. And I haven't uh, used stuff like IXL and quizzes and things. I have a 3 to 5 special day class where there's a lot of different um, grade levels and a lot of
Okay,
different abilities as well. So
perfect.
um, I was, if no one else has any other questions, I'm curious. I need to be able to create curriculum and a scope and sequence for my class. And I wanted to use AI. And do you have any experience doing that at all for, let's say, for something like second grade math? Can I use it? I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm just wondering if you knew of any uh, AI programs that were directly related to scope and sequence, or just ChatGPT or something else.
Well, and anybody can answer this because I think everybody has varied experiences with this. I mean, I'm not allowed to use ChatGPT at school for my work. I use that on my personal. We have Gemini because we are a Google school. I've used Gemini, and Gemini is very, very, very good with most things. The one thing that I really like, my four go-tos are Copilot, Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini. And I have this habit, bad habit, whatever it is you may want to call it, of using the same prompt on all four of them to see how different they respond and how similarly they respond. So I would recommend you trying it out with each of them and then tweaking it to what you deem best for your scope and sequence. There are a lot of tools, like there are many AI. I'm not sure how many of them your school is okay with, but if you just want to brainstorm ideas, I think these four LLMs are great to start with.
Thank you.
Of course. Yeah, Brisk is great too. Yeah. And you can do, yeah, there's Magic School and there's Brisk. There's so many out there. So pick your poison, I would say. Like, yeah, when you have too many options, that's also a problem. So yeah, but Brisk is
Yeah.
also very good, Magic School. And anybody else has any other suggestions, definitely. So I think we're reaching the last few. I just want to close up this with, let me just share my screen. I'm going to keep it like this. I'm not going to put it in slideshow or so we can all see. So some best practices, maybe I should, right? Some best practices to just keep in mind with any AI tool, and more so with EdPuzzle and Quizizz, because they are in their beta testing phase. So there is a lot of potential for errors happening. Please review any AI generated content before we feed it to the students. And because there has to be a human eyes that's looking at it before we actually give it to the students. It's like cooking a dish and serving it to your guests. You do want to take a look at it. You want to make sure that you're serving the best. It's something on the same lines. And uh, the AI still lacks the human empathy element. We all know that. We have witnessed that. So if that's something you hone in with your students, I would recommend tweaking anything and everything. So you can, that is go with the mindset that it's completely absent when it comes to AI. There are some developments that have upgraded that level, but empathy is pretty much absent. And the data that you get, the main thing to remember is that these are only for formative decisions. These are not your summative, conclusive decisions, which makes or breaks a student's progress ahead. So, by no way are any of these tools a summative kind of a assessment tool. These are mainly built for us as educators to use it in formative situations. And it's a great way to bring in digital literacy in your classrooms to your students, because showing vulnerability when using AI in our classrooms is a big way we can model and role model that to our students, that, hey, look, I am much older than you are, but AI is still treating me like this and giving me garbage. So be mindful, you're just kids, you're not there yet. So showing that vulnerability when using AI in class is not wrong. And we are all educators here. We are all adults here. I know that nobody here is going to over rely on AI. Yes, it's a great tool to go to for a situation when you're maybe in a hurry, when you need a quick change. But please, always use your human eyes before you deliver it to the students. And make sure anything you use in AI is FERPA, COPPA compliant. You run it over with your IT. There is no harm in asking your IT person if this is okay to use. As adults, it's different. As kids, it's different. So there is nothing wrong if you ask them 6 times. It's better to ask than realize later, like, oh God, I did a mistake here. I should not have shared that. Because student data privacy is prime for all of us, whether you're a preschool teacher, whether you're a community college teacher, or whether you're an adult ed teacher. It matters. Everybody's privacy matters. So, and please, if you're using AI tools, always monitor your kids. If you have access to monitoring your students while they're online, and if you have access to AI for your students, please monitor it, because it can go south really fast. So these are just some overall best practices. Of course, everything is as it goes. And just a quick wrap up before we say goodbye to each other. What are you most, let me not say, what are you willing to try? And what are you not willing to try? Why and why not? Just if you want to share out or just put it in the chat. And it doesn't need to be EdPuzzle or Quizizz. I know you've learned a lot over the summer, and there are many other tools. all of us are curious to explore. So you want to share something that you want to try and uh, take a little more than a shallow dive into. It'll be great to hear a perspective. See something in the chat. Yes, Stacey, yes. And those are fun, because the way it goes boom, 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 it's done. 2 minutes, and I've graded a class of 38 students. That satisfaction is immense. So, yes, yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yes. We'll try EdPuzzle for home. Yes, including paying with AI tools and embedded question. Thank you, Maria. Yes, definitely. EdPuzzle. Yes, I love EdPuzzle. I truly do. And yeah, it's fantastic. And I'm hoping that everything evolves. Yes. Do run it by your IT that you have access to it. Please remember that you are allowed to use only 20 for the whole year unless you have a premium account. So be wise in that. And I will give you a code which will help you get 3 more for free, a referral link. So I will put that there. These are some other blogs that you can use to learn more about EdPuzzles and quizzes if they're vague around. I should correct myself. If there are any other issues that pop up. Uh, and I don't want anybody to start anything big. Take a small step. See how it goes for you. See whether it works out for you at all. Yes, I will put that right now. If you could, I'll just come to that in just a bit. If you could please put your name and email, I will give the feedback form too. This is, if you could put your name and email in the chat, I will take that from the chat. And please give feedback for the workshop. That helps us know whether you liked it. If you did not like the workshop, my name is Bob, or you can say Justin. If you liked it, my name is Sandhya. No, just kidding. But please give us feedback because it helps us understand what we can do better. I will, and you will have access to the slides. It's already there. For sure, yes. And one more thing that I wanted to share was, yes. I will keep this QR code up here for you. That's for the feedback. And there was one more. I think the slides will come to you. Yes, okay. Please put your name and email so I can make sure that EdPuzzle sends you a little something. Hopefully a little more than just stickers and such. I'm hoping that. And yes, thank you for being here. I know your time is precious, especially over summer. I appreciate your time. And please, if you have any questions, email. I will put my email also in the chat. So if you have anything, email me. Feel free to catch up over fall. If you need anything, Jen, good to see you. Gay, good to see you. Thank you. And I will stop the screen. Yes, of course. Thank you for coming, people. It's always good to see people. Thank you. Have a great rest of your, what day is it? Friday.
It's summer. There's no
It's
day.
summer.
It's so good to see you, Sandhya.
Good to see you, Jen.